Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday night. It's your boy Capper with Twitterless Steve on the Hold the Green podcast for the Valero Texas Open. Steve, we are 9 days away from the Masters, but we still have this tournament to handicap. How we doing?
We're doing pretty good. It is raining cats and dogs out right now.
Better than snow.
It is better than snow. We sold as much salt as we needed to for the year. We are good. Yes, we are good now. But seriously, though, it is. I think we got like an inch of rain a couple days ago. We got an inch of rain today. I've tried to pump the water off the tarp of the pool that we got our new house, and is just filling back up. And I am now trying to look for different alternatives to try and get all of that out. It is literally, the problem is the manhole is way too far away from the house. And I can't just like dump the water in the yard, or else it'll just flood the basement, and then I'll have bigger problems. Yeah, so I've been wheeling it out in like large toter buckets, and it's been working, but it just keeps raining and raining and raining. And I think I'm getting a good representation of what it might be like in San Antonio this week based on the weather in my house right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So you think a Monday finish is really there, man?
No, like, I don't think so. I don't think so anymore.
Because like I can't imagine, like, let's say it was like Straka and Tommy, and they got to do a Monday finish before the Masters. Like, oh man, that would be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to come to that now. It was looking like that on a couple days ago.
Yeah,
but no, it's a very tricky forecast. I was going back and forth with Andy today on where we think the round, average score is going to be, winning score. It's way too early right now to even try and probably, take a guess at it. We'll know tomorrow, I think, for ball and overs after dark. I think a better handle of if there is a wave split, if anything. But I don't know. Maybe why don't we just get right to it? We got a lot to cover tonight. We got our bets. Obviously, we have our supplementary PowerPoint I put together for you guys before we get right into it. So let's take a look here. So this is the first look at the HRRR for Thursday. This is all we have for right now. And as you can see, we're going to kick off the tournament right with a lot of rain. We'll see how this develops. This was looking like earlier in the week a lot of big wind in the morning. That has subsided, and it's just going to be straight rain. Now, this could easily turn into thunderstorms. We'll see. I showed you a national map of a giant front that's sitting over over my house right now. That's where it is.
What I tell you, Steve.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, like, you know what? I'll just trust me. It's bad.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly. So there's a double whammy. There is a weaker trough that is going to roll through. That's going to bring some rain, and then the big cold front. Maybe I'll just go to the next slide right here.
All right.
So this is the weaker trough right here. There's some thunderstorm activity. You can see with the first couple of days, if you remember from Sunday, how this course is meant to be played with the prevailing south wind, where, you go downhill and it'll be into the wind, but it aids you a little bit because it's downhill. And then the uphill holes will be aided with with the wind. And that's how it's going to play for the first 3 days or so. However, if you remember from the oral history of the round scores from Saturday, you conveniently see temperatures fall off a cliff again.
No shit.
And winds start to get up a lot more, and they flip from the north. And what I can definitively tell you is once this cold front rolls through, this is basically a carbon copy of Saturday round 3 last year. The only difference is there's a lot more rain, and the course can be a lot softer.
Do you think they'll play preferred lies all fucking week because it's going to rain on Thursday? And then Friday?
I mean, if they get a lot of rain on Thursday, I mean, they play preferred lies.
I'm saying they don't even get a lot of rain.
At PGA National, after I think they got half an inch of rain, but it hadn't rained for like 3 months there, and they pulled preferred lies, then. Of course, they probably will at this place. So that's something to keep in mind. But however, though, Friday, big risk of thunderstorms. Saturday, big risk of thunderstorms. When you see these big winds, by the way, they could be real. They could not be real. I'm going to say they're probably overstated right now. And
that
sometimes
looks that's like damn near tropical wind. 40.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you have thunderstorm activity, it confuses the big winds for like associated with that. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. As far as winning score, I think just based on how there might be delays, maybe when they go back out there, might be a little softer. I really only see the potential for one really bad day, without any rain, without any delays in here. So I usually have a pretty good handle on winning score of the Masters. So I'm probably going to lay off this week. But that
definitely pass.
We'll see.
Definitely pass this week. No,
well, I said that I said I was going to pass on round scores last week, and then I'm like, YOLO.
That's fair.
Afternoon, and I jumped right in, and we all did great.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not a man of my word,
that is not true. Other than you're not going to bet can't lay that you tortured me with for at least 3 years.
Yeah, when's the last time I bet can't lay? Actually, oh
yeah, I know.
Oh, right, Tory Pines. I bet I can't.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't get pass.
No, my new man is Tor Bjornsson.
Like I'm gonna torture you. I can't wait.
All right. Do you want to kick the hornet's nest?
Yeah.
All right, let's kick a hornet's nest. Okay,
let's do it.
So, I love our Discord. I love all the chatter. I love the debate that goes on at the Discord. And there was a hot topic that broke, based on how other sites and other people are handicapping this course. And there was a lot of chatter about the importance of around the green at this place and how important it is to handicapping, whether it matters, whether it doesn't. For the most part, I definitely agree with our sentiment at ISN that this is, these two charts right here. And we went over this on Sunday, where it definitely is predictive overall for the field. When you look at it holistically, when we look for a 150-man field, 120-man field across 4 rounds, typically around the green is very predictive to success at TPC San Antonio, and also separates you in tournament. We talk about how difficult the bunkers are. We talk about the low green regulation rate is higher than the PGA Tour average. So anybody who says that around the green just doesn't matter here when handicapping it, it's definitely not a true statement. It flies in the face of statistics.
Yep.
However, is the opposite true? Is it very important here? Specifically when we're talking about outrights, which is random and variable. And when you start distilling trends into individual golfers who win, it's more binary. Sometimes there's more randomness and unpredictable outcomes, especially when you deal with around the green stats, which is generally the least or the weakest predictive measurement, other than, like maybe driving accuracy that you can go with. So Capper, I want to play a game.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Let's play a game. And I'm using this photo right here to
get me all excited. Get me all excited.
Yes, get you warmed up for next week when we do the elimination game. Which apparently a lot of people have already eliminated like 95% of the field because they trend about playing 2 weeks before the Masters. We'll see about that.
Our trend, sir. Our game.
Our trend.
Our game.
Yes.
Listen, we're partners, man. We're partners. What's mine is yours.
That's true. All right, but we're going to play a game. So you have what I ended up doing was I went back and pulled the predictive skill set chart of like every single golfer on Data Golf. I know you hate Data Golf, but it's a useful tool. It shows what they're good at.
It is.
And I pulled some winners from the year they won the Valero, and I'm going to let you guess who that is. So here's the first one. Who am I? So the orange, by the way, is the year they won. Now, this is at the end of the year, so there's some stats after the Valero, but it kind of gives an accurate picture of who these guys are. So who is this guy? This guy has about average distance. He's above average in accuracy, about above average in approach play, about a little above average in around the green play, and really good putter. So who is this guy based on their skill sets?
Is that Harmon?
That's not Harmon.
Damn it.
No, this is Akshay Bhatia, the 2024 Valero.
I always forget he just spikes so much with the putting. Like, I don't think of him as a good putter.
Yeah. Well, you and I hit him.
I know, it's great.
Along when I think he was on the tip chart that week.
Yeah, probably.
But I remember when we were handicapping that tournament, we noted, look, I mean, like he had lost 6 of 8 tournaments around the green heading in, but we saw some spike irons. He's overall a pretty good ball striker. You know, maybe that can, we've seen some other guys that we'll talk about a little bit, been able to overcome some of these efficiencies and actually win. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, he gains 6 strokes around the green and wins. So, who's this guy? Let's go to another one.
I'm going to blow it up. Hang on.
Okay, this is somebody who is a pipsqueak. He doesn't hit it far at all. But he's very accurate, above average approach play, below average around the green, and about average putting. So who is this guy?
Is that Harmon?
No, this is not Harmon.
God damn it.
No, this is JJ Spawn.
Spawn hits it 5. He's not pipsqueak.
Well, now he does. The green is like he's getting some distance, but back in 2022,
that's right. Orange is the thing.
Yeah, back in 2022, he wasn't.
Yeah.
And when you look back at JJ Spawn, I mean, this is all over the map. It's very confusing trying to look at him before.
200 to 1 for a reason.
Yeah, well, he's 200 to 1. So you notice that he was really good out in the West Coast, like around the green. And he's got some so-so resorts before that. And then he gets to the Florida swing and is just complete, terrible, awful.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody back then who has a position of, oh, well, like, you know, I'm betting outrights, binary decision, I really care about around the green play, there's a good chance that you maybe look at what happened here and you're like, well, maybe I got some cold feet. Well, sharp guy Andy Lack probably looked at this back in 2022 and said, you know what, fine, like I can look past the around the green stuff. He's 201. Look at his ball striking stats though. Maybe it's not going to matter if he just is a great ball striker and a great iron player and he can mitigate a lot of that. And lo and behold, he ends up just turning it around. Maybe he just likes chipping in Texas for whatever reason and turns it around in 1 week, continues good iron play, ends up winning.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, he was very sharp to identify that, yeah, even though the predictive metrics say this thing, I'm going to take a chance on the guys and outright because, hey, it's just 201. We'll see what happens. There's been molds of these type of performances happening, just flipping on a dime at Valero, and then it happens here. And then the last guy. Who's this guy? Just abysmal, like pock eater around the green type ladder.
Connor
right there.
Connors.
Well, here's your third victory lap of the year of the week, by the way.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, this is 2019, his profile. He also won in 2023 as well with kind of a similar profile. But you are vindicated, sir. You, for years, went, oh, Connor's bomber. And look, he actually had above average distance to the field. You were right, sir. You were right. But he was abysmal around the green. Like, this is not a profile that would
still abysmal around the green.
And he's not that great.
Even though he chipped in, was it the players he chipped in fucking 2 or 3 times?
He probably did. But he did typical Corey Connor stuff before he won the 2019 Valero Texas Open. Just a mess on the greens. Just mess so around the green here. But he was just a great ball striker. And it just kind of all fell into place in 2019 when he won. So let's go back to this. And I think it's important to distinguish that what this chart says is, again, holistically, when you look at the entire field, and it's much easier to say something is predictive when you have a larger sample size. And that's what it is suggesting for these. And if you're constructing a DFS pool, you're putting together a 20-25 player pool where there's a larger sample size, or even like a positionals. If you are saying around the green doesn't matter and you're going to ignore it this week, you're going to win $0.00 doing that. Okay? Because it clearly does. The evidence is there. But when you start boiling it down to random decisions with win-loss, and you start saying, well, this matters a lot, the fact that around the green is less predictive than everything else. If you look at how these guys are, and I actually went back and looked, the last 50-ish shot link rounds of every single winner going back to 2010, how they were doing around the green coming into the Valero Texas Open, 8 of 15 were losing strokes around the green coming in. Gotcha. The only guys I would say were doing very well around the green coming in be Jordan Spieth. I highlighted in green here, 2021. And Stephen Bowditch. Remember Stephen Bowditch when he won?
No.
So he had a bunch of anxiety and who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't have anxiety? That's not to go old man rant here.
Dustin Johnson, maybe.
Oh, he doesn't have any anxiety. That's fair. But most people have some form of anxiety. And working with younger people, I had someone tell me who was working in sales that anxiety caused them to not want to talk to people. And I said, well, you are not in the right job.
No, you're not.
I'm going to fire you within 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he had some pretty good results. But other than that, though, at least when you come to outright winners that are random, and when you're dealing with a statistic that is full of randomness, you don't always get the outcome you maybe are hoping for with that particular angle. So I guess this is my way of saying, I'm not saying around the green doesn't matter here. It absolutely matters. I'm not even discounting it when I'm doing outrights.
Right.
When I constructed my outright card, there are some guys that are really good around the green because that is very predictive. I do admit that. There are some guys who are kind of mid, so, and there's some guys who are just heinous around the green because I've actually seen that happen before, where these guys are just hitting the ball really well because it is a second shot golf course without a big missed fairway penalty. And a lot of guys I end up picking this week do pretty well on courses where it's not necessarily a ball speed contest. It's not one where you're going to be really like, you can't spray it everywhere, but it's not like a typical driver course, like the ones where, there are certain courses where, these shorter, maybe guys who don't rely on the driver to score, like that's not the best part of their game. They come to these types of courses like, all right, I have a chance to compete this week. And that's kind of how I built my card this week. And I kind of just use that general blueprint. And, obviously if I was playing DFS, if I was doing positionals, yeah, I would value around the green a lot because that's very predictive. But look at the last 15 winners, it is very all over the board based on how they've been doing. So if you like somebody this week and they've been hitting it great, they're good course fit, you like the number, but you're worried about the around the green play, you at least have some outs based on a pretty large sample size, at least as far as like guys who have won here. It hasn't necessarily been the best part of the game. They've still been able to get it done.
Yeah, what's funny, so I look at it and I see like I feel like this is all eyeball test, right? So like I feel like Hammond, Ashtray, those two can spike around the green a little bit. That stupid fucking waggle and the chipping from Harmon, like I can see them like spiking, but overall kind of sucking around the green. So maybe just look for guys that randomly spike around the green, depending on the surface or the type of around the green they're playing with.
Yeah, sure. No, I'll concede that. I said it 50 rounds though, because I think that's usually like the standard for everybody. Just looking at like models and just long-term data. Like, okay, like I'm looking at just guy's profile.
Yeah.
And even the ones that are positive are just kind of barely positive.
Exactly. Which is crazy that Jordan Spieth is only 0.39 around the green over 50 rounds. And I also think around the green stats have a lot of noise to it too.
Yes.
Just because you don't really know. There's so many variables of what's around the green. You know what I mean? Like it's not as specific as 125 to 175 in. Do you know what I mean? It's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why that around, like, there's only very few courses that I think of where it's like, okay, like this actually translates, like you're really good around the green. It's going to translate here. Other courses though, yeah, it might be a little more important for PGA Tour standards, but it doesn't ever like really bump up into like, okay, I value it almost as much as like iron play. Like
right. Yeah.
It's still hard to really separate yourself at a lot of these golf courses.
I mean, next
in
week,
that category. Right?
Next week is one of them. I can't even think
exactly. Like Augusta is one of them for sure. Yeah. There are a couple other major vendors. They're probably, like that too. So I guess that's my spiel on the whole thing. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I think actually, if you have both takes, I think if you're talking from an outright perspective, it's been more random. If you're talking more from a DFS perspective, yeah, it absolutely matters. So that's where I stand on it. I think we talk about this stuff sometimes like it's black and white. I think there's a lot more gray and nuance to this stuff sometimes than we want to admit.
Man, betting on golf is nothing but gray. There is no black and white other than the fact that Thor sucks on Sundays. That is
that is true. That is undisputed for sure. So, and maybe you're right again this week on that. So we will see. All right. Want to get to the odds board?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I've only made 2 bets.
Okay. Where are they on the board?
One is short. One is shorter than I want.
Okay.
Under 30 to 1
right.
and on.
Let me pull up the
and 50 to 1 or under.
Okay. All right. So how many can you realistically want to like fill out like the rest of your card with?
I don't know. It just kind of depends on what tickles our fancy as we go through the board here.
Okay. All right. Let's go through the board here.
Because I think, honestly, I think we're going to allocate more money this week to outrights than DFS. So I might overexpose a little bit. I actually think I've been underexposed betting the last like month and a half. Because listen, I've told you, I feel like I'm not fucking seeing the board at all. And like, I just feel like I'm not even coming close. Like, I'm not even getting sweats other than fucking Ludwig.
You shoot it like unit wise. What's your ROI? Do you even like calculate, or is it just kind of like based on feel? Like, all right, I want to bet these guys. I have a set dollar amount, and I'm just like,
dollar amount. Dollar amount.
Okay,
Always
all right. Well, I mean, maybe look at like who you're betting, and if you can squeeze any more, maybe you do have a little more room to add like 1 or 2 more guys that you.
I think I'm just gonna shift. I'm gonna shift where I normally put in the DFS. I think I'm just gonna do Showdown this week, just because the weather's such a fucking shit show.
It is. It's a giant shit show this week. So
I think I just might do Showdown this week, and maybe add 2 more losers to my card.
Okay.
Versus my
all right, let's go down the odds board then. So Colin withdrew, and maybe we'll shoehorn a little Masters.
Let's talk about that.
Talk with us.
That's huge.
It is big, and so the report came out that somebody confirmed with PGA Tour comms that he is still feeling the effects of his non-contact injury from a practice swing.
Oh.
I mean, we were talking about a month ago, like the guys who. By the way, I couldn't find this. I'm not on Twitter, and I do a Google search of the tip chart, and usually just pops up, and I couldn't find it this time.
Oh no!
So I don't know what the tip chart is. I do know who one guy is on the tip chart though, who's like who I think is this year's Cam Davis in 2023, of the most tipped golfer in the history of tipped golfers.
Oh no, it's probably the guy at that.
It's not great, but no, I mean, Morikawa was somebody we were talking about as like one of the best, like the best player coming in. And now,
absolutely,
it was monkey wrench into it. So where's your head at with Colin for next week?
You can't fucking play him.
That's it.
Like for DFS, you can't play him, depending on what that number is. I mean, listen, if we're first of all, the books are such greedy fucks, we're not going to get a good number on him because he still has good form coming in, and they know they're going to take money on him. So I think of it as like if there was a 28 or a 30, I would still probably pull the trigger on Colin and just hope to Christ that his back feels better. Man, like I mean, I think I saw it in the Discord today. Somebody had already hit. I think it was Cam Young or somebody. I don't know who the fuck they hit. They hit somebody, and the second part of the parlay was Colin at the Masters. Everybody's like, should we cash it out? And I was like, yeah, man. And I mean, look, the payout's right. Just fucking cash it out. Like, cash it out. Go take your money. Throw some extra money down on Colin as an outright. Like, whatever.
Yeah, that's probably the prudent move. But what would degenerate Capper do in that situation?
Honestly, with the back injury, you know how I feel about backs, Steve.
That's true.
Nobody knows shit about backs.
Okay, what about degenerate who didn't watch the Sopranos, which is probably 0.0.
I was about to say there's 0 degenerates who didn't watch the Sopranos. Yeah, I just think the risk reward is not there. Like if you're getting a cash out, like man, yeah, fuck that shit. Just take your win and then go put money on them for an outright. You're probably gonna get a similar to better number. I want to say the number was like 20 or 22 anyway. So
okay,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I have already kind of boiled down my short list. And it really is kind of following the theme is like who's just been the best golfer, like
I got a guy
of the last like couple months. And
I don't want to bet.
Like, I'm sorry, I have to like you can't. I probably can only bet like maybe 3-4 max, probably 3 max based on who I'm looking at. I'm definitely gonna have the unit police knocking on my door next week. Because it's the Masters and I just want to sweat and it's like going to Disney World, like we said. But we'll talk about that next week. But unfortunately, though, I don't
Real
think
quick.
I can bet. I don't think I can bet him next week.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can. Do you want me to pull the chart and you guess?
Oh, okay. All right, fine. I think that's a good move. All right. Well, I know who's won.
Who's a Jew? Who's won?
All right, it's Yellow Mirage.
Oh no, is he? That's fine. That's one of my bets because I swear to Christ I'm not missing it.
Okay, the entire world is on Yellow Mirage, which is funny, by the way. Of Around the Green matters a whole lot, but I love Yellow Mirage this week. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Whatever. I mean, look, it's a fun bet. Golf tips.
Okay. I mean, but regardless, yeah, I mean, that's
fuck you, Josh.
I mean, if you truly think like, all right, like this is just a good number for Colin, I'm gonna hope he's fine. And there have been situations before where like, oh, we're worried about an injury with something, and it turns out he's just completely fine. Or
I mean, outright,
so
such a different animal. It's either you win or you lose. So I mean, who cares? Like,
yeah. Or I mean, like it's a situation of like, hey, Colin's irons aren't interacting very well with the turf at the Open here.
That was fucking Rappaport too, wasn't it?
Add
that to the fucking list.
Okay.
And look, Dirt's right. I mean, look, this has been the year of the chalk so far, and the chip chart has been on a heater. I mean,
it has. I no longer scoff at it.
I don't either. And me and Brian were talking about this offline. I just think modeling has gotten, or Brian actually thinks, and I agree with him. Brian thinks modeling has gotten so good that it's just kind of is what it is, and so you have to embrace a certain amount of chalk because the data is giving us something, and you just can't ignore it at some point.
Yeah, well, think about when we first started doing all this. Like, how many real gambling shows were out there for golf?
Fucking
not a lot.
No, not a lot at all. I mean,
and now it seems like every single outlet, every single network has a lot of sharp guys, devoted to golf. I think golf DFS has absolutely taken off too, and there's all that community and all the game theory and everything behind that too. So there just is it's definitely saturated. Yeah, and there's a lot of sharp guys doing this stuff.
What's so funny is it's a niche. It's a niche anyway, but I still don't even think it's saturated based on at least with good info. I mean, think about it. So what there was Mayo, obviously, the Tour Junkies. Kenny was hosting a show, I think, still with Tambo. I can't even.
Yeah, and I mean, you had like the smaller shows, like our show, like Andy Lack really, his show really took off, but like he was kind of like that mid for a while and then exploded. Like he had like Kirshner like was small and he got a lot bigger, but this is like back in like 2020 or so.
Oh yeah,
and then like it just seems like now it's everybody's got a golf podcast now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So
all right, let's do the tip chart for you. All right, so you already got number one. Congratulations.
Okay.
All right, who else do you think's
on? All right, how about Denny McCarthy?
No.
That's
an ISN Discord thing.
Okay. All right. Well, spoiler alert, I am on Team Denny this week. I like Denny a lot this week. So how about? By the way, I'm awful I am terrible at this game. So
we know.
How about Hisatsune Rio?
Yes, number 3 on the chart.
Number 3, okay. I feel like number 3 in the tip chart has been really good this year. Like I think Nikolai was number 3 on the tip chart last week. Ludwig was number 3 at the Players.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
I mean, gave you a sweat. At least. So
a fucking aneurysm.
It did give me an aneurysm. All right. How about the Golden Boy? How about Jordan Spieth?
No, surprise.
No.
That would have been one of my guesses too.
I mean, his odds are stupid low, but
everybody's odds are
stupid. I'm terrified of Mr. Jordan this week. How about all right, so that's strike 2?
Strike 2.
God, I'm terrible at this game. How about How about Alex Noren?
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
Number
8 on the list.
Enough of you stat. You can't let go of what the stats tell you, regardless of how shitty Alex Noren is at golf.
I mean, he's my Swedish rebound after what happened with Ludwig,
So
okay.
Gross.
How deep are we going here?
Don't go too deep. How's that? No, okay. It's double. No, don't even go to triple digits. There's no triple digits on it.
Okay. Is Matt McNeely on the list?
No, he is not.
Okay.
Not. Strike 3.
All right. Who's the rest of the list?
Straka, number 2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which it's unfortunate for me. And then we got.
Why is that unfortunate? The tip chart's been doing well.
That's fair. I know, but I don't like having 1 and 2.
Okay. All right.
Olesen at 60.
Okay. All right.
Austin Smotherman at 90.
Smotherman's on the list again. People went back after what he did to everybody at Valspar.
Everybody thinks it's flop lag, no matter what.
I guess I'm not creative this week.
And then, and then we mentioned him last week. I brought him up when we were going through the odds board. I said, "Is he just dead now?" We were on him fucking forever, and now he's just dead. Johnny Kiefer, because he showed back up.
Yes, he did.
He showed back up at 60-1, and then the loser of all losers, Mr. Pouty himself, Keith Mitchell at fucking 35.
Mitchell. Did you see him?
Real.
Did you see him early on in Houston, by the way?
Yes, he's such a bitch. It's unreal.
Yeah.
He legitimately makes me angry. Like I think somebody said he did like a GQ article or something about like his cashmere or something, and he's just so pouty. He's so bitchy when anything goes wrong. He just looks miserable out on the golf course, and it makes me physically angry to look at him. And I'm like, stop being so miserable. You're playing golf. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you mad about? Like,
it's so predictable too with him. I mean, to his credit, he didn't actually rage quit like I thought he was going to. Yeah, he had a good finish last week.
That's fair.
But first hole, misses a 7-footer, and then throws his ball away, bitches the caddy, and then the very next hole he jumps his chip shot in the bunker, then he can't get out, and then he doubles the hole. It's like the most predictable double is when you start seeing Keith Mitchell just get a little cranky.
Yep.
A bad score's coming.
It's legitimately like that old saying, like, who the fuck pissed in your fucking cereal this morning? Like, who did it? Why are you so mad at 7:45 a.m.? Like, you can't be this mad. Like, what happened?
I mean, maybe he's hungover, but
I'm sure he drinks like fucking like white wine spritzers. Like, I don't even think you can get fucking hungover from that.
I don't know. If you drink enough Mike's Hard Lemonade back when I was like a teenager or something, it gave you a little
those, dude, I remember when those first came out. I remember when they hit the market.
Yeah.
Fucking every high school girl wanted those fucking things, man. Holy shit. We had coolers pack full of those. I don't even know if I can say what we used to call them. I probably can't, so I'm not going to. But yeah, holy shit. You want to talk about high school capper being very happy that he had shady liquor stores near him. I was very, very happy.
I mean, I guess the answer is no, but did you ever play pranks on your friends with hidden smeared off ices and then have to get on one knee and chug it?
So that happened in my like late 20s.
Yeah, that was very popular when I was in like my mid 20s, people doing that.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty fucking stupid at that point. But like that was the point where I was like in weddings and doing stuff like that. So like it would be like a group thing, and I'd be like, all right, fine, I guess we'll play it. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think I got iced once, and I ice some people sometimes. I don't know. Sam, yes. So Dirk McGurk must be my age. He's old enough to remember St. Ides Special Brew.
Oh man, I don't even know that one.
Fucking gross is what the fuck that was.
All right, let's actually move to the odds board here. So we don't have any big bad gorilla up at the top that is just 2-1 that suppresses everybody. Everybody seems like they're jammed at 35 or like under 30-1 this week. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's call 11 and a half golfers at 30-1 or better.
That sounds right.
So who are you like? I guess who's piquing your interest up here? You said you already bet. I'm going to guess you bet.
I bet somebody. I bet Sepp Straka.
Okay. All right. Why'd you bet Sepp?
Because it was 30 on Hard Rock, and he's a guy like it's the same reason I bet guys like him all the time. His pedigree. He's next to Mav McNeely. Mav McNeely is a fucking loser. He is a fucking loser. And he is priced at the same point of somebody who's gone out and won signature events, mixes all the time, and when he gets hot, he could do it. And he was doing everything great. Look at look at his finishes recently. I mean, once he flipped that putter around a little bit, he's there. And the price was, listen, I was expecting to see a 20. As soon as I saw our 3, I was like, yeah, done. So that was my first bet of the week.
Okay. All right. Well, I also joined you on Sepp Straka. I got a 31 at the beginning of the week. I think the best odds you can get him right now
what,
is there's a 28 out there on DraftKings. He got crushed on Bookmaker. He went from 28 to 20.
That's helpful. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good sign. And I mean, I like him for all the reasons that, I kind of talked about earlier, where guys who just had been like really spiking with their irons heading in. I feel like this is, we talked about this as a second shot golf course. Yeah. And actually, despite his reputation of having kind of a bad short game, he's actually been doing pretty well in that area.
He's been doing really good.
Yeah, he's been doing really good. So at least you check that box, for this week. And, I mean, he's just been really solid this year. Good finish at the Players, good finish at Pebble. And you're right.
API. He was T13 at API. That's a good
T13 API as well. So, I mean, I know it's an 18-man field, but, back in December, he probably should have won the Hero. So, and he's playing against legit golfers, at least at that point, is in the mix. So, he's definitely close. The way his ball is great. So,
and he's a guy who, and I don't consider him a loser. Like, if I have money on him on a Sunday, I fully expect him to not shit down his leg, right? Like, I fully expect him to get in the mix, fight for mine and his money. And those are the guys I like to back. And I thought 30 was just fucking silly in this field.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to McNeely, though. So no, I didn't bet him. Don't worry. Okay. Because I can't get out of my head his pre-round interview on Sunday. I can't do it. Everything's fine. We're going out there.
I'm not nervous at all.
I'm not. Yeah.
What was that gift from 30 Rock with the guy drinking the water?
Like, it's at 20 yards left.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops.
Yep. Whoops. Yeah. Who didn't see that coming? All right. So you don't like McNeely this week. I don't love McNeely either, to be honest. I mean, it just didn't really fit what I'm looking for on the week. So you want to fade him though. So let me throw out some head-to-head options. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a stone cold no, but it is offered. Okay. Although, you know what? Once I tell you the juice associated with this,
I might take it.
You might. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There is a world where Mav McNeely is minus 180 against a golfer. Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's against Will Zalatoris, though.
Oh, no, I can't.
No, you can't do it.
No, I can't even do it. No.
That's too bad.
I just don't know what to expect from Willie Z. Like, I just don't know what to expect. He didn't fucking play good when he came back. So,
I mean, he did for a couple tournaments. I mean, he was in the mix at Riviera and he played well at Torrey, but other than that, I feel bad. Me too. Well, I'm glad you finally are on that side, by the way, if you feel bad for Zalatoris, because there was for a while you still call him a skinny little TWAT.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. I mean, at some point, it's like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like, I would have liked to see him mix, and I don't like when injuries derail a career, right? Like, there's so many, like, it just sucks. Like, whether I like the guy or not, like, he was definitely talented. So it would have been nice to see him in the mix because, God damn, man, like, he looked like he was going to be in the mix at these long, hard golf courses for a very long time.
Yeah, lost a playoff at Southern Hills, second at Brookline, like second in his debut at the Masters. Like, that's legit stuff. And it is too bad. It is. So, all right, here's another name that you definitely hate, but the juice is, well, I mean, it's not as quite as good, but Mav McNeely is a minus 125 favorite over Ricky Fowler.
Ew. God, dude. Cyanide.
it's like these books are pairing up guys who know who you hate, and you're like, I'm
seriously, what is happening? Like,
yeah,
I'm never.
They're a lot sharper at pairing guys at head to heads than. Ugh, yeah, it's just like, oh, I don't like this guy. Oh, I don't like that guy either. Yeah, they know. They know.
Is there anybody else?
There's one more.
All right.
You can get Siwoo Kim minus 125 over Matt McNeely.
Done.
You done?
Done.
Okay. Siwoo was on the short list of guys I was going to bet this week. I didn't get there, but I do really like him a lot this week.
I was looking at him too.
Yeah,
because he's been playing so well too.
Yeah,
he's going to play well next week too.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of tailed off a little bit lately, but he's good course fit. I wish I got to see the iron play come back a little bit this week. It was really good for a while, and then it kind of tailed off, with players. But that could be just a blip. Like Harmon did that last year. He was hitting his irons pretty good. Terrible players get everybody off the scent, and then he just rebounded at Valero. Maybe the same thing can happen with Siwoo here.
And I told you I watched that Chasing Sunday thing, and Siwoo was back in my good graces. So,
okay. All right. A couple other names at the top two that I thought about. What is there anything about this course that would trip Ludwig up?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I really don't. I don't think so. I guess the only thing I would think is just this is his first time teeing it up since fucking the debacle on Sunday, and he's young, so maybe he can get past it a little bit. There's not a ton of scar tissue there.
Yeah, because
I don't see anything on paper that would make me just eliminate Ludwig. I just didn't like him.
Right. I mean, this is a golf course that kind of limits the playing field with like driving, and it's a second shot golf course, but his iron play has been tremendous.
Money. Yeah, money.
It's an absolute money. Even around the green has been really good with him. Like that used to be kind of a sore spot. If you look at his around the proximity stats for shots out of a bunker, he's one of the leaders in this field.
Interesting.
Like,
okay,
it's pretty good. Like his only blemish is he's really bad on overseed, but I mean, he almost won the Players.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's fine.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't go. I wanted to get a bunch of longer shots in this field because I think there is that motivation factor of like, okay, like week for the Masters, guys just getting reps here. But I
don't hate Ludwig.
It was interesting. How about Bobby Mack? How you feel about Bobby Mack in this score?
I looked at it. The number was super short, but fucking tried to reach out and take the players. Super aggressive, coming into the Masters, lefty. Ooh, baby. Like he gets me excited. Plus, he's one of my guys. So yeah. The number's just too short. Oh, I think it was fucking 18 at fucking Hard Rock. So
best number you can get on him right now is I can find you a 19.
Oh, great.
Bet online. There you go. A little bit of a discount there.
I'll take him next week.
Yeah. No, so if you just look like, so I'm starting to break down my little Cheesecake Factory sheet of last 50, last 16, last 8 rounds. Like the really volatile stuff.
The stuff I love.
It's the weakest of the top of the group as far as iron play, and that just like almost everybody I've seen win Valero has been like peaking with their irons coming in. So it doesn't fit there, but he had a great iron week at the Players. Maybe that is like the turnaround then, and it's kind of hidden like when you just look at it from that perspective.
Yep.
I mean, otherwise, I love him as a course fit for this place.
Yeah.
But again, like I can't bet everybody.
Windy and it's gonna be windy and rainy too.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I mean, well, definitely on Sunday at least. So, and then
if I bet him with
you can if you bet Sep and what was the number you bet Yellow Mirage? What was the number on him?
The 50. I was
yelling. You bet the 50?
What do you want me to do? I have one fucking option, Steve.
You pass at that point.
No, I'm not missing it. If it hits,
You're not missing it.
I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it.
All right. Okay, look at me, the price snob here.
Seriously,
who am I?
You're right. I could add him.
You could probably add one more. You could probably add Bobby Mack.
I could add one more guy after Bobby. I might have to think hard about Bobby.
if you did 19 on Bobby, 30 on Sepp, and then 50 on Yelmaraj, and just leave it those three guys, yeah, no one would. You get a police that has bigger fish to fry. Okay, they have bigger criminals to get.
That's true. That's true.
You could do and get away with it.
All right, we'll see if you can sell me on a couple of the guys that I was thinking about.
Okay. All right. Going down the board a little bit, like past. Let's go past like 30-1.
Real quick, somebody asked to talk about. Okay. Somebody asked to talk about Fleetwood.
Well, I saw him last night at the Spurs game, chawing down on chicken fingers and fries. So? And I think he was also eating the chicken fingers like a corn cob. Like he held it like this and was eating it.
Really?
It's kind of weird.
That's fucking very weird.
It's very weird.
It's very weird. That's not kind of weird. It's very
weird. What? Yeah, I mean, like, does that give him a demerit on the models if you eat your chicken fingers like a corn on the cob?
I don't think I've ever fucking seen that.
That's weird. Maybe it's a British thing.
Oh, gross.
Gross.
All right.
Yeah, look, I mean, like,
I wish you never told me that.
I have nothing bad to say about Tommy. I do know that he was one of the losers that folded like a cheap suit in bad weather last year at Valero.
Crazy. That's true.
Well, so I bet him over on Saturday. He hit a 74. Do you know what he had on Sunday in worse conditions that day?
Don't remember.
81.
Jesus Christ.
And 81 on Sunday.
That's tough.
That's tough scene.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. And so,
do you see people were mad at him today?
What were they mad at him about?
Because of Blackstone.
Oh.
So somebody had a really funny tweet. I can't remember who did it. But it was so Tommy's got Blackstone. Rory's now repping United Healthcare. I know they were mad about Bethpage, but Jesus Christ, they really hate us.
That's a good thing.
I was like, that's a good tweet. That's a good tweet.
Whatever. They're all just trying to get a paycheck. Okay. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy lives in fucking Dubai. You think he cares about fucking taking Blackstone money?
They don't care. Yeah.
No.
They accepted PIF money to play the Saudi International too. They don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just different over there. Exactly. All right. So you and I both bet Sepp. Yep. Talk about some other guys I liked up here. You might bet Bobby Mack.
I might.
Okay. All right. So TBD. Jordan, though, like Jordan looks exactly like how he was coming into Valero in 2021 and finally won. Like his iron play is so stupid good right now. And like that's a telltale sign of guys been winning Valero.
Yep.
So I did not bet him because the number is just crazy low, but he will be the one and done pick this week, which knock on wood, I've actually been doing pretty well this year, one and done. So
I'm fucking hot.
Anybody hoping that I'm going to mush people for the one and done. I was actually doing that for a while. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to actually like pick people one and done, like who I want to sabotage. And I got too good at that. So now I'm like, all right, I guess I got to try now.
Yep.
So Spieth is the one and done pick.
All
right. Further down the board.
Yep.
Start firing off some names that might interest you. Like between like 35-1 and like 70-1.
I'm trying to see what's still available. I mean, I guess Nick Taylor.
Okay. I highlighted Nick Taylor this week. I like Nick Taylor. Didn't bet him, but I like him.
Same.
Okay. Why do you like Nick Taylor?
He's just another guy who's gonna fight for your money. And his stats have been all right, and he is good around the green.
He is.
Yeah, just another guy who's gonna fight for your money. Irons are good.
The irons are what piqued my interest this week. They've been very good.
The irons are good. What's funny is he always seems to do better at the beginning of the season, which I guess technically this still is. But yeah, so I liked him. I was kicking him around. I'm never like an Olesen guy. Marco Penge's not a fit, and he just burned everybody, so it means he probably play well. Johnny Kiefer. I like Johnny Kiefer, but that number is way too fucking short. Noren, never. Mitchell, never. Fowler, never. I get you. I get your Denny. I get your Denny McCarthy thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I almost played him on Sunday in Showdown, and that would have made me a lot of money if I chose him instead of the loser I picked. Yeah, I mean, I don't really love this range, honestly.
Okay.
I just don't like it.
All right. I mean, I bet. Well, technically, I guess 4 guys in this range.
Okay.
I mean, well, where I got the yellow Mirage number, it was 74-1, so that qualifies for it.
Fine.
So I did bet Noren this week. I don't love the iron play's kind of tailed off a little bit, but still pretty good.
He's our age. He is not winning the golf tournament.
He won some big boy events last year in Europe, but he won some big boy events in Europe.
No big boy events in Europe. No, right. that statement does not exist.
Okay, look, he's been really good here, and Alex Noren is if the weather conditions are really super bad this week, like I kind of want him to be in the mix. Okay,
all right.
So that's justification. The iron play, like I'd like it to be peaking, and it's going the other way a little bit. But he considering how good he is here, and I was able to fit him at where was the number 40-1. I'll take that.
Yes.
I went back to Hisatsune as well.
I never get him right. I like him. I just don't know. He's so young. So like it's still I think that's a plus. Like
I think that's a plus too. That's why I'm intrigued. For sure.
Yeah, so he always intrigues me, but he always seems he seems to do the Sanjay thing where there's one stupid fucking thing he does where you're like, what the hell was that, man? Like, where's your caddy at to tell you not to do that shit?
Yeah, so with him, I mean, he had I think a disappointing finish at Valspar. Yeah, where'd he finish? Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't even say it's disappointing. It's T30.
No,
I say that as disappointing as
he was top 10. On Saturday, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, I had other things going on, but I guess disappointing. I say that in the standpoint of his iron play kind of fell off a cliff. At that point, that's concerning. Before that, though, it was really good. So, is this like a Brian Harman situation of, all right, kind of the ball striking stopped? Is this the end and then kind of fools everybody, or is it just okay? He just had one bad week.
Yeah, I will say he doesn't have a lot of bad back-to-back weeks with his irons. You got to go back to August of 25, and then even then, it's still that one was bad. Other than that, I mean, it's minuscule losses back to back. He bounces back pretty good when he has a bad iron week.
Yeah, I have him with good stats on overseas putting too. So, yeah. And then Denny's been hitting the ball great last couple tournaments.
I know,
and he almost won a couple years ago. Good course history here. This is another guy too, like this on paper, his last 50 rounds, like around the green, he actually is not very good on paper, but this passed the eye test of, all right, we all know it's Denny. Like, it's just kind of what he does, get up and down. So, but the fact that his irons are crescendoing ahead of a golfer he's been really good at, and I got him at, I don't think he's at this number anymore, but I got him at 61-1.
Okay.
Nice 61, but okay.
What's the best number? Yeah.
Best number right now for Denny is, oh boy, 50.
45?
He's down to 33 on some books. Holy cow. Wow.
What could go wrong?
What can go wrong for sure?
What could go wrong?
Yeah. Would you rather bet Denny at 33 or... Well, you know what? There's a bunch of losers around him. This game is not going to work. Or Tori Johnson at 30, or Keith Mitchell at 30, or Noren at 33. That game's not going to work.
He's fitting right in with those fucking numbers.
That's probably why. You're like, you know what? We need to add one more loser to this 33-1 range. Let's move Denny up.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And then look, the obligatory Yellow Mirage,
whatever, man. Fucking get on board. It's fun. Who cares? Listen, I want a Canadian golfer to root for other than Nick Taylor, because I don't.
Canadians do well here.
Canadians do well here. Corey Connors open. What the fuck is he doing? Why is he not playing the week before the Masters? because his form is dog shit right now. He needs to get back to a happy place. Like, I hope he's chopped next week because he does so well in Augusta.
I don't know. Maybe he's injured.
What did you hear? Did you hear anything?
No, I haven't heard anything. I'm just speculating. Maybe like you would think he would show up here. Maybe he's just hurt. He's trying to recoup. So because he's a 2-time winner. There's no reason why he wins.
That sounds like a knowing statement, Steve.
I don't know it. I'm not on Twitter. How the hell would I even know?
I don't know.
That just popped in my head. I'm like, well, that's really. I don't know. I don't know why he's not here. He's won here twice. It was his first win. You would think he'd want to keep coming back here.
Interesting.
Maybe he looks at the weather report. He's like, all right, yeah. Maybe he pays for premium weather, and he's like, yeah, that long range forecast looks like complete drac. I don't want to be here.
I don't know if he has kids, but he's like, the kids can't even go to the pool. Fuck that shit. We're not going to the Marriott.
All right. Now for Yellow Mirage, obviously the iron play has been crescendoing. He's a great driver. Like the blemish on him is the around the green stuff. Well, he did spike last week.
Yep.
Maybe that's coming around. Also, like it's an extremely short sample size, but has been decent out of bunkers this year.
Sure.
So
sure.
That's a plus if you're looking to hang your hat on something with him. But yeah, I mean, look, I like the 74 I bet on him. Like I know guys, I'm in at 150.
Yeah, whatever.
He's down to I think what, like 45 to 1, 40 to 1 on some books.
Look at that. I actually got CLV for once. Even with a
bad let me ask you a question. Would you rather bet Yellow Mirage at 40 or Nick Taylor at 50?
Yellow. Give me yellow.
Interesting. I think I'd rather have Nick Taylor at 50.
I saw that's a tough one. I mean, that's legitimately a coin flip.
Would you rather have Yellow Mirage at 40 or JJ Spawn at 35, who's actually not playing awful lately?
No, yellow. Give me yellow all day. JJ Spawn is back to being JJ Spawn.
His irons are looking good lately. Now he can't putt, but the ball striking is starting to peak. Like that kind of fits like what JJ was doing 41 to 200 to 1.
That's fair. And Connor's won this thing twice. I'm still taking.
You're still taking Yellow Mirage?
Yeah, and it's only because of the FOMO.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody in this range you don't like? You want to like maybe fade in a matchup? So I can pull some up for you.
I mean, I'd fade Penge. I'd fade Keith. I'd fade Ricky. I'd fade. Yeah, I mean, those would be the three I would probably tag it in the group.
All right.
I can't imagine the matchups being good.
Let's do Keith ones.
Okay.
These are kind of boring. All right. How about Penge ones? There we go. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, it loses.
All right. Marco Penge is a -120 favorite over Alex Smalley.
Oh, Jesus. Cuck chair Smalley? I wouldn't do it. I'll hear the rest of them, but I would take the Smalley side, and I would hate myself.
I would definitely take the Smalley side on this on this one. Okay. Penge is a +110 underdog against Torbjorn Olesen at -132.
I can't fucking peg that fucking guy, man. Olesen always messes with me. Yeah. No, I don't know what to do with him. I don't touch him anymore. Like I'll if I put him in showdown, fade him. If I don't put him in showdown, play him. That should be the rule for Olesen. I never get that fucking guy right.
Okay.
Maybe it's the Thors that just aggravate me in general.
It might be
with the Silent J's. I don't like them. Maybe it's the Silent J's that I don't like.
Silent J's. There had to have been probably some Red Wing or Ranger, somebody from Bruins.
Oh, 100%.
Silent J.
First of all,
yeah.
The Nordic hockey players are the softest of the fucking hockey players. Fucking Finland, guaranteed bronze. Fucking all those. No, thank you. Soft. Fucking Tuukka Rask.
Timo Solani, though. He was a guy. He was a guy back then. And then Paul Correa with the Ducks. It's a good combo.
About him. Yeah, that's fair.
A good combo.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. All right. How about Marco Penge is a -110 underdog to Christian Bezuidenhout?
Oh, fuck no. No.
Okay.
No.
All right,
I'll do.
No, there's one more. Yellow Mirage was -122 over Marco Penge. -108.
Wait, who is?
Yellow Mirage.
Oh yeah, all day.
Okay, so that's
even though he's super shocked, that's destined to fucking lose. But I would do this. I think I would do the Smalley one first, just because I'm superstitious. So
okay, all right. Let's go down the board. Let's go bombs. Okay. So I thought I was being creative with the Smotherman flop lag.
Okay.
Apparently I'm not.
Apparently you're not. No.
But one bad week when apparently have people confirmed if he had that kid yet or no?
I don't know who you fucking talking about.
Apparently he was expecting a kid around the Valspar. There was like a withdrawal. Smotherman.
Oh, yeah, he had to have by now.
Okay.
3 weeks.
All right. So one bad week. And yes, the around the green is absolutely horrific for him. Conveniently enough, though, if you look at his data golf profile, it looks strikingly similar to what Corey Connors had before he won in 2019.
Okay. I like Smotherman. Smotherman.
So that's somebody, if he can just reclaim the ball striking with just one bad week, maybe if threw everybody off the scent. Yeah, like
I don't hate it.
I like him for this place.
Yep,
I also like Matt Wallace as well. I didn't bet him, but really good here. Iron play has been okay, at least in the short term lately, at least the last 8 rounds or so. So, but he's got, I think, 3 top 30 finishes in 4 starts here.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I don't mind Adrian Dumont de Chassart, maybe taking out his frustrations of getting sanctioned by the PGA Tour.
Missed a slow play.
Yep. But again, iron play has been looking pretty good. I don't mind him for this place.
As a rule, I don't like Frenchmen other than Pavon.
Okay. Tom Kim hitting the ball pretty good heading in. No? Can't interest you on that?
No, I'd rather take Meisner.
God, he shows up well in my models every single week.
I know.
And he has been poo-poo.
Yeah,
lately. Yeah, I mean, like, what's his latest finishes here? Okay, so T28 last week, cut, T18.
Oh, I know.
I mean, like, it's
I know.
It's fine.
I didn't say I loved him.
Okay. How about Andrew Novak?
I always like Novak.
Okay. What's Novak been doing lately? Because I had him highlighted here.
I think it was his birthday yesterday.
Was his birthday? Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Mr. Novak.
All right. So not impressive finishes, but balls, at least iron play has been better last couple tournaments. Okay. It's not bad. How about Mr. Max Homa?
I would like him to show me something before next week.
Okay. Been hitting the ball all right. The irons.
I know.
That's 4 tournaments.
Yeah.
Some brief signs of life. T13 at Cognizant.
I think it's a confidence thing with him, man. I think it's definitely between the ears. Like,
okay.
What about Chairman Mao?
I like him. I didn't bet him, but I like him. That's another guy that has been showing flashes with the irons lately. I love seeing that ahead of Valero.
Yeah.
So I can ignore the around the green for him because
around the green is red.
It is. It's horrendous, but I've at least seen that blueprint prevail. And if it's just an outright, but now for like positionals, I wouldn't consider it because I think I would want something to bank out a little more predictive for that. Yeah. But for an outright, yeah, sure, why not? I don't mind Mouth this week. Okay. No, I went for another loser down here, and I kind of regret it. I actually going back to the top. This is dumb, but I'm really regretting not being able to fit Jordan Smith on my betting card. I really like him.
You've
this
been
week.
talking. You've been talking about this guy again. Like I feel like I hear about him around the Open every year. He fucking stinks, and then he gets randomly brought up another time once a year, and he fucking stinks.
No, it fit what I was looking for this week. As far as like, I can excuse bad around the green play if you've just been hitting the shit out of your irons lately, and I really liked it. I couldn't fit him at the end of the day. I mean, like, the unit police were threatening to call, confiscate my kids at this point. Like, I can't have that. So,
we finished.
But that's one I really liked, and I couldn't get there. But no, I ended up betting a guy 175 to 1. It's been pretty abysmal.
Okay.
Definitely concerned about, yes, there's a low miss fairway penalty here, but if you are absolutely just spraying it like a fire hose, you will be ejected very quickly because there's, as we talked about, bramble and rattlesnakes and boulders, and you don't want to be getting into that stuff.
No.
But his irons have been pretty good last couple tournaments.
Okay.
He at least showed some signs of life at Bay Hill, and he has been tremendous here at San Antonio. Billy Horschel 175 to 1.
He just doesn't look right to me.
I know. He doesn't look right to a lot of people. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it, right? Just based on pedigree.
Yeah.
And look, if it's windy,
it's a pedigree play and a ball striking thing.
Yeah, and windy and rainy, he's going to play hard.
Yeah.
I actually don't hate that at 175 to 1. 175? I wonder what Hard Rock's got on that. Let me take a look.
It's probably, I mean, right now, best Billy Boy number you can get is, wow, he's under 100 to 1 some books. 150, the best price you can get. I see on him right now. Okay. All right. What about you? Throw out some other names, some other bombs.
Hold on. I just switched screens.
All right. How about Griot? That's another guy I've highlighted. Just seems like he does well at these types of courses. Recent iron play has been okay.
Hard.
Dan Brown hitting the ball right.
You and these random like NPC British guys. Like, why are you getting?
I've always been more friendly to the internationals on this podcast than you, sir.
I know, it's so annoying.
Okay.
How
about Joel Damon?
What's he been doing? I mean,
irons have been pretty great and pretty good. Now he's gonna miss like 5 4-footers this week.
And he's bad around the green. Yeah, he's been real bad at putting. Holy fuck. 5
Yeah,
weeks.
but this looks a hell of a lot like a JJ Spawn profile before he won.
He's another one that
it actually looks exactly like JJ Spawn, to be completely honest. Just, have you seen the ball striking number? Like, these ball striking numbers look great, and just a mess around the green on the Florida swing, and maybe he can get out of the state of Florida.
Yeah, listen, I don't hate it. What about Phillips?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. He fucking crushed his irons last week.
He did. Pontus Nyholm.
Oh god, yeah. He tore it up.
I mean, fire hose off the tee, but decent ball string numbers. Actually, in his short career, decent sand numbers. Hank Lebioda. I can't ever bet this guy again based on what he did to me at Rocket Mortgage, but his iron play's been pretty good recently.
How fucking old is Hank Lebioda at this point?
He's probably only like 31 or 32.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's a younger guy.
Jesus, he looks like shit.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel about him. Hank Lebioda.
Look at that.
Hank is 32 years old.
I mean, look at that picture. He looks like a. God, David. I'll just.
It's really small on my page, but it looks it kind of looks like Johnson Wagner, to be honest. I think you're right. He doesn't look great. Turn pro 2016. Holy shit.
10 years.
Where has the time gone?
Seriously.
Okay. Well, Lebioda also.
I'm good with him.
Maybe that's my gummy play. this week. It's either gonna be Damon or Lebiota. It's probably gonna be Damon, to be honest.
I don't hate the Damon thing. I might.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Billy's a good one too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. I think we spent
right.
more than fucking enough time on this.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's the show. We got big week next week.
Big week, baby. I can't wait, man. Oh, I'll be in the new place Sunday night too.
You will.
It'll be the inaugural pod in the new place for the fucking Masters preview.
You got to hang something really good behind you too for it. Like, yeah, find something.
All right. I mean, I'm fucking moving in on Saturday.
Even just like a towel or something, or just a picture of Tom Brady. All right.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll have something.
Right.
But yeah, listen. So I know we're doing. Yeah, Dave. I'm moving like I don't know, fucking 5 miles down the road to a different neighborhood. Yeah. So I know we're gonna do some sort of giveaway. We're not sure what it's gonna be yet. Tune in to. I think Andy's will be out prior to ours, so go listen to that. I'm sure he'll have all the details. We'll do some sort of Masters giveaway. We'll be here Sunday night for the Masters preview. I'm so fucking excited. Yeah, I am super excited. It's my first game of the year. My fucking favorite thing to do since we've been together is the goddamn games.
It's been very good. And I mean, look, this game basically identifies just the best player in the world. The best player in the world has been winning the Masters. Yep. So it's been easy to Vic lap it, but it's still fun. It's fun to go through the field and at least gives a nice summary of like what everybody's been doing, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And just to see like your incredulous reactions to this loser made it this far.
Yep, exactly right. Exactly right.
All right.
Exactly right. It's funny. It seems like consensus is already coming in on a bunch of guys.
Yeah, it is.
Which is interesting. I know a bunch of guys got good Fitz numbers, which I don't have. Which
I got a good Fitz number. I got him at 80 back in January.
Dude, I've seen some. I think
it's a good number.
I
know there's 100 out there too.
I got 100 on him. Like,
yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, for my fucking sanity,
yeah,
he's a very, 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 very live.
He's very alive.
He's very live.
I mean, I have a Fitz. It's either 80 or 100 at PGA. I have a Fitz 100 at the U.S. Open. Yeah. So I also, the PGA, have a Cam Young 80 and a Bobby Mack 100.
Ooh, those are
that's nice.
Those
might stay on the fridge after they lose. That's how good they are.
It's got to be Cam Young's going to be the most popular bet for the fucking Masters, but right?
Probably
100%.
Probably. He's on my short list though.
Him and Fitz, yeah, but he hasn't played in the last 2 weeks. Isn't he dead?
Yeah, I think that streak's gonna get broken. Whenever people start talking about a streak like that, like it starts gaining steam momentum, but it might not actually mean anything.
Yeah,
it's kind of narrative based. Usually, that's when it snaps.
Yeah, all right.
I'm a little worried about that this
like
year.
The Hideki year.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Let's fucking make some money this week so we can spend irresponsible amount of money next week for the Masters. I can't wait to see it. We'll see you then, my friends. Bye.